changing your life one story at a time. This is the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast with Editor-in-Chief Amy Newmark.
Hey, it's Amy Newmark with your daily dose of Chicken Soup for the Soul inspiration to make you simply happy. It's Tip Tuesday, and I want to share a story that I think can make a big difference to parents and anyone else who is sometimes too busy to pay full attention to their family members. This was one of my favorite stories in a book I made a couple of years ago called Chicken Soup for the Soul, The Multitasking Mom's Survival Guide. The book contained some really excellent ideas for busy moms, including this one from a story called Special Hour. So Marya Morin tells us that even though she was a stay-at-home mom, there were never enough hours in a day to accomplish everything she set out to do. Her husband did help around the house, and her 3-year-old son was very well behaved, but still she constantly felt pressed for time. Marya and her husband did have an active social life, and they had an open door policy. There was always a pot of coffee going, and Marya's friends would just drop by if they wanted to talk, and then they might even stay to eat as well. And the problem was that Marya was being such a good friend to the people outside her home that she was becoming less available to her own family. Her eyes were open to this one beautiful summer afternoon when she was rushing home with groceries, with ice cream melting, and her son wanted to stay outside and enjoy that beautiful summer day. And Marya found herself trying to get him to move along, and the poor little boy was going slower and slower and looking over at the park as they were passing the playground. Marya told him, "Not today, honey," because she had 3 friends coming for dinner, so there wasn't time to stop at the park, even for a few minutes. Her well-behaved little son gave her a pleading look, but he didn't protest. He just looked resigned, like he knew this was going to happen. And then Marya realized something. She was putting her friends coming for dinner ahead of sharing this beautiful day with her little son. And she realized this had been happening a lot. She'd even been too busy recently to read him his normal bedtime stories. So when they got home, she put the groceries away, and she was still thinking about this dinner party, and she started preparing for it, but then she saw her son just sitting there quietly, and she asked him what was wrong, and he just said, "Would you sit with me for a little while?" And she said no, because she was still preparing for that dinner party, but it was nagging at her. And that's when Marya realized that she had been wasting all of this precious time with her son. And she called her friends, she canceled that dinner party, and then she grabbed juice boxes and snacks, and she took her son to the park. He was thrilled, and for the next 2 hours, they played together at that playground. And the next day, Marya implemented her new approach to parenting. 4 times a week, she and her son had what she called Special Hour. During Special Hour, she put a Do Not Disturb sign on her front door. She turned off the phone and the TV, and she set the oven timer for 60 minutes. And during those 60 minutes, she belonged to her son, doing whatever he wanted. Special Hour lasted for years until her son finally outgrew it. And Marya is so grateful that she did it. And I think it's a fabulous idea for all of us, no matter what ages we are. You can do it openly with little kids and make it a fun game, or you can do it more discreetly with someone like an elderly parent or a needy friend. Just put the phone away, turn off whatever screen you're looking at, and focus on that one person for an hour, uninterrupted. It's truly a gift that you can give to someone in your life, and they don't even have to know that you're deliberately doing it. Tomorrow is Wow Wednesday, and it's going to be my first anniversary of doing the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast. And I'm going to switch topics and tell you about a woman who thought that she was helping a stranger, but then miraculously learned that she was the biggest beneficiary of her good deed. I'm Amy Newmark. Thanks for joining me today for the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast. And remember that you can create your own special time with your family members. You can find more great parenting and time management tips from Chicken Soup for the Soul, the Multitasking Mom Survival Guide, on our website, chickensoup.com. And remember, Our Multitasking Mom Survival Guide makes a great Mother's Day or baby shower gift. It actually contains all the advice and tips that I wish that I had known when I was raising my own children.